All right, we are here for episode 4, right? Episode 4 of the Salvador Dali. As you know, the first episode we did our edging, and then we started working out the yellow sections over here and down here and a little bit down here during our episode 2, and then I finished out the wall section of the the table or whatever that's supposed to be there, and all across here in episode 3. So now we're episode 4, which I'm going to hopefully work down through here and try to close this in to the clock. All right, which very well the clock liable to take maybe even more than one episode. I don't even know, because this is a very, very difficult puzzle. But I'm gonna do what I can. So all through the browns and blacks here, we're gonna try to work all of them through here. Try to work a little bit up here as well to close in around the I guess your just whatever that thing is. I mean, just a holder for the watch, I guess. Your time stopper or whatever the case. Start, stop. I don't know what you call that thing anymore. It's passing my mind by. Anyways. But we're going to work through that. And hopefully it won't take me long. But we're going to try. Alright, so let's get to it. Okay, so we are actually on day 2 of this episode 4. I wind up having to stop and pause the other day. I ran out of time to be able to complete what I wanted to complete, so I paused it. And we're going to continue today. So we were working through here, trying to fill this out. We're trying to fill out and around the actual clock. Okay. So that's what we're doing. It's a very tedious. All of these pieces look the same. There's just these slight differences where just the slightest hue of like a brown is found in some of this. This section down here, I feel, is going to be the more darker that like completely lacks that brown hue. And when I mean, it's like the very slightest, like you pick it up and like one just looks fully black and the other looks just like the slightest hint of a brownness to it, a redness to it. Because of the shading is it's a little bit lighter up through this, like this area, than it is right, like this is just straight darkness. Up the further in you get. So trying to work that out. Plus there's a lot of the pieces here that are broken from the clock around. That's a little interesting to depict from also the pieces up at the top that are doing the same thing. So that's and where that all comes in. So what's actually going to be dark pieces versus those pieces. There's a lot there. So we're going to continue though, and hopefully by the end of this, by the end of what I'm doing now, I will have this completed. That's what we're gonna hope for, and that's what we're gonna go for. So let's get to it. Okay, so we're actually a couple weeks in to working on this puzzle. For this episode alone, this quite literally is probably the hardest puzzle I may have ever done. It's the coloring, the fact that there's no real uniqueness in the pieces. They're almost, I mean, they're very slight. All of them are like your basic cuts, and there's just the slightest of little bit of differences. Maybe the section might be a little bit bigger or smaller, or might be a little bit of a tilt here or there, but there's very, very small differences in any of the pieces. So you quite literally have to check almost every single piece. And that's, as you see now, I worked on this yesterday. And for a couple of hours. I didn't record it because my phone was almost dead by the time I decided to do it. But I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it off camera. I worked this for a couple of hours, going literally piece by piece. As you can see, all the black pieces are gone. They're all in here and locked in. You have the edge of the clock right here, and as that makes its way here, and then it goes up through here and through here. So we are basically down to the clock now. With a few pieces that I still haven't been able to find. I still was able to find this one yesterday. I still have not been able to find that one or this one over here. It has been, there's so much nuance, or each piece just looks so similar. And there's been times where I'm like, I wouldn't have thought that piece would go there, but okay, it goes there. I finally did find that piece. It's just been very, very tough. So it has been, again, it's been a couple of weeks. Pretty much 3 days out of the past couple of weeks that I have worked on this puzzle. And to work all of this section here. And get this locked in. So it's been tough. It's been tough. The next episode will be us actually starting to work on the clock. How long that takes and whether or not I'll be able to do it all in a solid run, I do not know yet. But because this is, I mean, I am at least getting down to the nitty gritty of the pieces. I've got all of them separated out. White here, blue here. The rest of all your basic yellows and stuff are here. I mean, there's not, it's like there's not a lot left, but there is a lot left. Hopefully the rest of it will go pretty well. But anyways, I thank you very much for joining me on this journey. Again, this is, I kind of have to give it to my mom and decide to not do this puzzle because it has certainly come out to be a pretty difficult puzzle. Again, probably maybe one of the hardest puzzles I've ever done, if not the hardest puzzle. As far as just specifically, especially through all this area, it was just extremely hard. I can't take, I mean, literally having to take one piece at a time, check it, next piece, check it, next piece, check it. I mean, it was a lot, very tedious, very, very tedious. Anyways, thank you again for joining me, and we're on to the rest of the clock in the next episode. So thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. And if you want to see more, the Salvador Dali. Yeah, it's been a hell of a puzzle. And look forward to seeing you in the next one. Next time, JMD Puzzling. Peace. I'm out.